Doesn't matter who you are, what you do, or what kind of dog you have, Flyball is the sport for you. Welcome back, guys. It's Alex for another Flyball and Friends interview. Today we have someone from the UK talking with us, and he's been playing since he was 5 years old. Without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, welcome, Martyn. So glad that you could take time out of your day to be here with me. If you could introduce yourself for everyone today.
So I'm Martyn. I'm the team captain of Northern Monkeys Flyball teams in the northwest of England. That's where I live. I have 5 dogs who I own with my fiancée Louise. These are 2 Labradors named Lottie and Poppy, 2 multi-mixes. These are Spitfire and Godfrey, and a Border Collie named Georgie. We also look after our friend's dog, Dan Cully, Zorro, a Border Collie, who races with my team and spends his season here. And by trade, I'm an accountant.
That's awesome. So how long have you been playing Flyball for?
I first joined the British Flyball Association about 15 years ago, so in 2005. So I was 5 years old when I first started playing.
That's awesome. Now, at that age, did you actually start racing a dog, or did you do other stuff?
No, I don't think I'm even allowed to trust it with a dog at this point as a team captain, but I definitely wasn't back when I was 5 years old. At that stage, you could see me making a nuisance of myself with the 2 young children owned by whose parents are Steve and Bridget Lee. They are who I started my flyball career with, and I'm still very good friends with them to this day.
That's awesome. So what got you into flyball then?
So I started flyball with a long-standing family friend named Steve Lee. He was looking for something to do with his Airedale Terrier called Barney, and it was recommended that he tried out agility. He was introduced to Steve and Bridget Lee through that channel. He followed it up, but it just wasn't quite for him. Luckily enough, Steve and Bridget turned around and said, "Oh, funnily enough, we're packing this up now. We're going to concentrate our time on flyball," and it all developed from there.
That's awesome. Now, being younger in the sport, is there a life skill or maybe an attribute that you have taken from flyball?
Oh, definitely. The numerous social situations that I've been exposed to, I don't think many other people at 20 years of age have had the honour of being exposed to them. It just gave me the confidence to be the person who I am today. I've got a lot to thank flyball as a sport for.
That's awesome. Now, is there anything you would recommend to someone starting out in flyball?
Yes, it's finding a trainer or a team captain, whatever you choose to call it, that suits you, your lifestyle and your dog's lifestyle. That'll be the biggest thing that I could recommend. There are people out there that will devote their entire lives to flyball. If you are looking for something to take over your life, then yes, find yourself a team captain that will train or compete every weekend. However, if you still like going away at the weekend or you've got other family commitments, try and find whatever suits you best. There will be a team out there for that.
Perfect. Now, when you first started, is there a dog out there that you remember that you enjoyed watching over any of the other ones?
Oh, there was. As I've been doing flyball for so many years, I've had the honour of watching some amazing dogs. I think one of the more memorable ones would be Far, owned by Samantha Jones and Howard Jones from Livewire's flyball teams. I think that's easily one of the most decorated, if not the most decorated dog in English flyball history. Numerous British Flyball Championship wins, Crufts wins, European Flyball Championship wins. That is one of the most memorable and consistent dogs from my younger years. However, if we're thinking about my personal turning point, it would be Orb, owned by Maddie Barakoff, with Critical Impact Flyball teams. It was the first whippety thing, as I like to call them, that was sort of took the shining light away from Border Collies that said there are other breeds out there that can do this. And yeah, so there's probably the 2 most memorable dogs for me.
That's awesome. All right, now how often does your team practice then?
That'll come down to the time of the year. So through the winter seasons, I like to consolidate anything or fix any issues that we may have developed in the summer. So I train 2 to 3 weekends out of 4. These will be quite long sessions so that we get to see the dog multiple times throughout the day. Over the summer months when competing takes off again, I still like to train 1 to 2 weekends out of 4, but with more competitions, it's harder to fit more training in.
For sure, that's a good way to put it. Now, do you travel lots for flyball, or do you mostly just do local stuff?
I've never seen distance as an issue. I blame the leaks for that. They started me off young, going all around the country and to other countries. I think the furthest I've travelled will have been Germany. I went to the European Flyball Championships in Germany in 2019. I'm also set to go to Belgium for the Flyball World Championships with my team in 2021. So no, distance isn't an issue for me. I'll go as far as needed.
That's awesome. So how far is Germany from you?
Oh, that's a very good question. It took about 2 days worth of travelling to get to where we were staying in Mook. About 500 and something miles. I couldn't be absolutely sure. I'd have to check for an answer on that one.
That's fair. All right, now do you have a lot of outdoor tournaments in your area?
So the outdoor scene in the UK is still quite prominent. It's still, I'd say, actually larger than indoors in many sense. I, as an individual, have made the decision to race predominantly indoors. I still enjoy my outdoor competitions. However, the UK isn't a well-renowned place for its sunny weather and consistency, so I race more indoors myself.
Fair enough. All right, now do you have a favorite tournament that you like to go to besides any of the championships?
I think my personal favourite tournament would be Oswestry. That's hosted by our friends at Storm Chasers. That's quite simply for the look that we have at a tournament. Whenever we've went there, we've walked away with a new club record, or we've got a lot of wins. I don't know what it is about Oswestry. It's quite similar to our trading setup, which maybe benefits the dogs, but I also feel quite really relaxed there. It's only 40 minutes down the road, so it works for me.
That's good. That's awesome. Now, what's your club record?
Our current club record is 1674. 1674, awesome. Which we set in UKFL. However, we did run faster at the European Championships, but it doesn't go on our league list, so I don't count that.
Fair enough. That's awesome. Do you have any tournament rituals that seem to bring you good luck?
So there's a young girl that races with Storm Chasers, Emma Wag. She, back at the first championships a while ago, she very kindly presented everyone with a rock with their logo on. It never leaves the van now, or on the odd occasion that it's been forgotten when I've cleaned out the van. We never had as much success as we do when it's in. So it's travelled to Germany for the European Championships. It's been down to Bisley in the south of England. It's been here, there and everywhere, this rock. So yeah, this is probably the closest we've got to a ritual.
That's awesome. What would be one of the most important things you learned about flyball when you first started?
I think the most important thing I learned about flyball when I first started would be never to stop progressing, never live on previous glories, to whatever that glory may be. There's always somebody out there that is developing and learning. And if you want to stay up there as a top team, no matter what league or format or whatever that you race on, you need to carry on learning. Always be able to ask for help. I think that's probably the main thing that I learned from a young age was never be afraid to ask somebody for help. If you're struggling with a dog, ask. For
sure. All right. Now, out of all your dogs that you've run in your career, is there one that stands out for you more?
Yeah, that would be Georgie, my 5-year-old border collie. There's always that one dog that it's your heart dog. She's mine, very easily mine. She's not been without her challenges. She was the first dog I could truly call my own. However, she's made it all worth it, and monkeys wouldn't be who we are without her.
That's awesome. Now, how did you meet your wife or your fiance in flyball?
We were introduced by a lady called Amy Rutherford. She raced with Focus Flyball teams. she had to go and race in the other lane, funnily enough, against the team that my fiance was currently was team captain for. She was helping them out during the day. Amy and I had known each other, and she asked if I could jump on their line and do their line for them. I then asked to borrow her dog for multi-breed, and it's all stemmed from there, really. I've known her for years.
That's awesome. So when did your wife start playing flyball?
She started quite late. I believe it was 2014 that she started. 2014, 2015, so quite significantly after. But still been playing it for 5 or 6 years now. So
that's awesome. All right, now what exactly do you like about playing flyball?
I've always loved the social aspect. I'm also quite competitive by nature. So walking into having the ability to go and race another team and let out some of that competitiveness, it lets me. I just enjoy, and that tied with the fact that I've met some of my closest friends and obviously my fiance. I've got a lot, as I said at the beginning, I've got a lot to thank flyball for.
That's awesome. All right, now, is there a place in the world that you'd still love to go for flyball, whether it's compete, train, or even just watch?
Yeah, so that would be America. As a country, they've always seemed to be one step ahead of the UK, whether that be in setting records or just training and building more consistent dogs. They've always just been that one step ahead of us. So yeah, that would be America for myself.
For sure. Now, is there a team out there, or maybe even just a person that you love racing more than somebody else?
Yeah, so I think that would be Watson's flyball teams. The team captain Christina Opperman. We have about the similar number of teams in both clubs, which is about 4 or 5. All teams are similarly matched on times. We're both based in the Northwest, so we see each other quite regularly at tournaments. And half the time we seem to forget that we're racing each other because we'll just wind each other up and have a laugh. And it's nice sometimes to walk away and just giggle into yourself. Yeah, I really enjoy that aspect of racing. So it'd be Watson's.
Excellent. All right. Now, is there a team that you would still like to watch that you haven't been able to yet?
Yeah, so that'd be Touch and Go. Again, going back to the America, they've always been a team that have strived to achieve similar achievements. I'm hoping that the dream will very soon become a reality, but we will see.
For sure. Now, what would be one of your earliest memories of flyball?
That would be standing in a freezing cold barn in Anglesey in Wales. I was 5 or 6 years old. It was November. It was about -2 degrees. And I just wanted to go home. I was very cold. I think if anyone had asked me back then, even if I was only 5 or 6, if I'd have been doing flyball 14 years later, the answer would have been no. I was miserable. Yeah, that's probably the earliest memory of flyball for me.
That's awesome. All right, now what would be a favorite memory of yours, whether on or off the racing lanes?
It's hard to choose one. I've had so many good memories over the years, but for me, it come back to racing my Georgie, my collie, at her first championships. If you'd have asked me when I first debuted her, with all the issues that she'd had, whether she was gonna in the same year turn it around and with her team become a champion of a division, I'd have laughed at you. But it was quite significant. It really was.
That's awesome. All right, now do you have any personal goals playing flyball?
So for me, there's always more than the time on the clock. There's more to the sport than hitting that new set. Don't get me wrong, it's a huge achievement breaking whatever second barrier that it is. However, for me, the pinnacle of the sport is walking away from whatever association or league that you decide to race with as its champion. And that's my personal goal, is that I'd like to become a champion of the association I race with.
Awesome. That's cool. Now, do you have anyone that you look up to as a mentor in flyball, whether it was when you were first starting or continuing to this day?
Yeah, so when I first started, and even to this day, it would be Steve and Bridget League. When I first started back in 2005, I was a Dolphin. And I raced with Steve and Bridget League all the way up until the autumn of 2018. They taught me everything I know. They taught me how to pass. I'm a qualified judge. Steve and Bridget spent the time with me making sure that I understood the rules. Ring party before that, always there with me. And when I went and set up my own club, and even to this, I can't thank them enough for everything they still do and have done.
That's awesome. So do you like starting or passing more?
Oh, it depends on the dog I'm running, really. I'd probably say starts. I'm consistently inconsistent when it comes to passing.
That's awesome. All right, now, do you have any hobbies outside of playing flyball?
I have quite a busy social life. In 3 days' time, I'm due to be a father. As I said, I've met some of the closest friends. We like to go on long walks with the dogs, go exploring with them, letting them have downtime and just be dogs. It's nice to walk away from the lane and not have to just be able to switch off.
For sure.
So yeah, but that's still, even though it's away from flyballs, the dogs still take up quite a lot of the time.
That's for sure. All right, now the only thing I have left for you today is if I could get you to challenge somebody not on your team to do an interview with me. Do you have anyone in mind?
Yeah, so I believe I'd like to nominate Gunther Freschen. He's from Germany. He's been doing flyball for I don't know how many years now. It is quite a significant amount of time. I think he'd be able to give you a good representation of what flyball's like on the continent. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, well, that's all I have for you today, Martyn. So thank you again so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day. It was great meeting you. It was great spending time with you. And hopefully we'll see each other on the racing lanes real soon.
Excellent.
Thanks again, Martyn. It was fantastic getting to meet you. If you guys are new here or you just haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so and hit that notification bell so you get notified when a new video drops. If you guys would like to check out my Instagram channel, I also have that going on. It's down in the description. Also, if you'd like some merchandise, I have Flyball Friends merchandise for sale. If you guys want to check that out, there is a link in the description below. I have t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, everything, baseball caps, whatever you want, there's something there for you. If you guys would also like this video, if you like today's interview, and leave some comments down below for me or Martyn or anything about flyball in general, that would be fantastic. If you guys would like some more information just on flyball itself, make sure you check out the links in the description below. Or if you'd like some more information on Martyn's team, there's also a link in the description below. Until next time, guys, see you then.